Welcome to Sunshine Cathedral's Queer God Squad. It's Tuesday, October the 8th, 2024. I'm Reverend Dr. Darrell Watkins, the senior minister here at Sunshine Cathedral.
I am Reverend Dr. Robert Griffin, the executive minister. Faith and religion can be complicated for the LGBTQ plus community. Surveys show that evangelical faith is the justification for the greatest attacks on the LGBTQ plus community.
I am Reverend Kevin Tisdall, the Minister of Education. The Queer God Squad is going to explore our religious community. Let's explore the big news of the day and what it means to you.
I am Reverend Dr. Ann Atwell, the Minister of Connections. This is live, and then we are available on demand. If our community is important to you, share this news with your friends and family. Join the conversation on your favorite streaming platform and social media.
At Sunshine Cathedral, we're here to tell you that you are God's miracle, not God's mistake. This is the Sunshine Cathedral perspective. Anti-religion gays versus anti-gay religion. On subreddit GayChristians, someone wrote very simply, quote, "I hate how anti-religion some LGBT circles are. That's it. That's the post," end quote. Responders were happy to share gay groups they were part of that weren't anti-religion. Some were indeed religious in nature. Others pointed out that religious ideology has often targeted LGBTQ people, and religion has been used as a weapon to exclude and harm LGBTQ. Many anti-queer prejudices and policies appeal to religious traditions and text to justify their anti-queer discrimination and vilifying rhetoric. Some responders tried to offer a sympathetic reply affirming the difficulty of being queer and a person of faith and feeling attacked on all sides for it. Are LGBTQ people more put off by religion than other groups? And if so, is their disdain for religion justified? Let's see what the Queer God Squad has to say about it. Duh! I mean, really and truly, the kid who thumps you in the head from the back seat of the bus behind you every morning on the way to school, and then every afternoon on the way back, of course you hate him. He's mean to you, he's bothering you, he torments you. Why would you ever go out of your way to befriend him? In fact, why haven't you changed seats already? Why are you still sitting in that seat, right? So, no, of course, people, now, not just gays. I mean, there are Southern churches. Now, most of them have merged with other churches, become united churches now. But in the 19th century, Southern Methodists and Southern Baptists and Southern Presbyterians, these churches were formed to justify being mean to people of African descent. These are to subjugate them, to terrorize them, to enslave them, to oppress them. And so if a religion is based on keeping you down, why would you ever, I mean, people do forgive, people find the good, people rise above, but you can't expect that. You can't demand that. You can't be shocked when some people can't do that. Same thing with women. You're a Catholic woman, you will never, no matter what you feel you're calling to be, will never be a deacon or a priest. That women go to church every Sunday in the Catholic Church amazes me. So yes, religion has been used as the weapon to hurt, to beat up, to exclude, to demean, to demoralize gay people. Fancy gay people not thanking them for it, right? And once you have started thinking about those things, you're going to think about other things. So if you think they're right, but you know you can't change, you're not just going to go beat up and be reminded about how terrible you are. Or if you think they're wrong, well, you're not going to go and hang out with people who you think are idiots, plus they're being idiots and mean to you. So yeah, it makes total sense to me that a lot of gay people have really negative feelings about religion because religion treated them really, really badly. Now, at Sunshine Cathedral, we are trying a different sort of approach. We aren't asking religion to redeem you. We're trying to redeem religion for those who elect to have it in their lives. You don't have to have it. Although there are studies that say religion really does meet psychological needs, which is why people stay in churches that are even mean to them sometimes. Because yes, as bad as that is, something else is being done that we need. And sometimes what that need is very dysfunctional. Like, yes, they're telling me I'm bad, but they're also telling me someone else is worse.
Yeah.
And so that's what's getting me through, is that I'm better than somebody. So the need might not be a healthy need, but religion does do something, which is why people who even are afraid of it, or sick of it, or mad at it, stick around sometimes. So what we want to do is we want to offer a healthy version of religion that is as non-dogmatic as possible, that allows for a diversity of opinions about all things that can't be proven, like if there's an afterlife, or if God has any opinion about anything at all. We want to be open enough that you can work that out for yourself, that you can make your mind and change your mind. So we're trying to create a non-dogmatic, safe place where we have the good parts of religion: celebration, ritual. We hold each other at funerals. We dance together at weddings. We want to create this space for community, and where we can ask philosophical questions without demanding that we all come to the same answers. But also we know that some people are so hurt that even that's going to be like, it still sounds and looks like church, I'm not interested. Fine. But for those who miss it or want it, or who want it but want it to be safer, healthier, kinder, that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. There's no consequence if you choose not to be religious. But if you want to be religious, we want to offer you a religion that's not damaging, that's not mean, that doesn't demean your personhood or your love or your existence. And so, it totally makes sense to me that some people have been so hurt by religion that they don't want. Hey, some people have been so hurt by their parents they never want to see them again. Some people have been so hurt by an ex-partner that they never want to see them again. Why would this be different? If it feels unsafe, if it feels triggering, take care of yourself. But for those who do want it, we want to offer a safe and healing and healthy and joyful version of it. But if for your own emotional safety, you need to stay far from religion, we get it, and we're sorry that happened to you.
I went to seminary as part of a Roman Catholic institution, university. And it was an ecumenical institute at that time, but it was a Roman Catholic school. And so I am a woman. I am an out lesbian. And that didn't go over real big with a lot of folks. The professors were generally pretty good, but the students really tended to have some issues. So there was that, anti-gay religion part. And then you go to a lesbian gathering, whatever that is, a meal or a dance or whatever, and people will ask you, what do you do for a living? I'm clergy. Oh. So there's that anti-religion gay. But I think that the beauty of Sunshine Cathedral and a lot of progressive churches and warm and welcoming and affirming churches is that we can do this. We can let people know that, look at us. We can have this. We can have religion that is meaningful and affirming and blesses us. And then for those who are just bound and determined they're going to be anti-gay, okay, fine. But look at me. I still have this. And you can't tell me what my religion is. And you can't tell me that God doesn't love you. You can tell me all kinds of stuff. I don't believe you. So because of Sunshine Cathedral, because of what we offer.
Looking at this conversation, I remember years ago reading an article that said that we are pre-wired to believe in something. And another article said that if there was not a God, we would have to invent God because we need something to believe in. So I think that happens in a lot of communities, and in our community, we have been so hurt by so many different religions that we are snake bit, but still looking for that place, still looking for somewhere where we can be a part of and be loved for who we are. And I'm going to jump on the Sunshine Cathedral bandwagon also. This past Sunday, we celebrated 53 years of being in existence. We have celebrated so many different milestones that we, I hope, show the world. And unfortunately, being the largest progressive queer church, we're still a niche church. Not enough people know about us. So we've got work to do. But the work that we do, we feed thousands of people every single week. We bring people in to our community and allow them to meet and to work out their issues. We've got more 12-step groups than you can imagine on our church. We've got people who come to our church for the first time not believing that they can be accepted. And then they finally make it through the door and they sit through a service and they hear a song that grabs them. They hear a quote from a different religious philosophy. They hear a sermon that means something to them. And all of a sudden, they're bawling like babies. They're crying because they couldn't believe that such a place existed. And now that they found it, they embrace it like you wouldn't believe. We've got people who are joining our church who have gone through different religious communities, then have been spit out by those communities, but they were willing to give a church another chance. And they've come to us, and we're helping them in their walk become better people. So kudos to Sunshine Cathedral, and to those who are still looking. We're online. We're available. Take a look at us and see if there's something here that calls to you. If not, keep looking, don't stop.
Yeah. There some biologists say that religion was necessary for evolution, because while we're all gathered together admiring the sun, we're together.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so we can protect each other when the tiger comes, or well, I've gathered these berries, I can share them with you. We won't starve. So that the components of religion actually form community, and that helps survive. That helps with survival. Anthropologists also tell us that that spirits and gods are experienced the more we practice experiencing them, which shows there's sort of also a psychological component. But that those the people who go to churches where God talks to you, that's where God is talking to them. And the churches where you go where the ancestors and your dead loved ones, speak to you, and well, that's where the dead folks are speaking to you. Like, why have you ever noticed that nothing, things just don't break out of context. Like, why don't the ancestors speak at a Catholic mass? You know what I mean? Or why, or why isn't there just a prophecy breaking out at the Unitarian Universalist Church? Things happen where they're sort of rehearsed and expected to happen, right? So, which doesn't make it not good, doesn't make it not right, doesn't make it not real. But it just does show you that so much of what we experience is psychological, is biological, is sociological, that there's so many things going on. And sometimes it's just easier to identify that, it's what, my fairy godmother came and said, or my guardian angel said, but there's a lot going on. And so I think we're in a good place where we can consider that. That we can, here's information from anthropology, here's information from biology, here's information from Hinduism, here's information from poets. Let's use it all and see what rings true and what we can use. And then when we're sick of it and it doesn't ring true anymore, find something else. I think that's what's unique and wonderful about us.
And all God's people said.
You better say something.
And all God's people said.
He did.
No, I just, my quick thought was going to be that given the culture in which we're in right now, everything seems anti-something.
Yeah.
And we didn't get here by accident. We're just anti this, we're anti that. Everyone is telling us what we should be anti of.
Yes.
But no one is willing to take that stand to say, here's what I truly believe in.
Yeah.
And I think that takes that extra work to say, I can be against this, I can be against this, but tell me what you believe.
Yeah.
And tell me why you believe it. And that may bring some joy into your life when you figure out what you believe and why you believe what you believe. Because that can then begin to shift the conscience. There's a shift that happens when you go from anti this to saying, now here's why I understand this to be differently. And here's why I can make this shift to be more conscious about what's going on around me and how this is affecting my community, that I can find myself in a place like Sunshine Cathedral that will shift my consciousness, whether I want it to or not. Or I can experience Sunshine Cathedral wherever I am, and it's going to shift my consciousness about not everything you need to be against.
Right.
And that when you open yourself up to the possibility of what can be, you find yourself out thinking in a very different place. So, and I get the hurt, I get all the hurt that is caused, and be willing to be open to the possibility. All things are possible.
Yeah.
And all of God's people said.
Amen.
Well, that's the day with the Queer God Squad. We want to thank you for joining us. We're here daily at 3 p.m. to have some fun and to discuss what our LGBTQ plus community is talking about.
Sunshine Cathedral is the world's largest progressive queer church. Progressive, queer, and God are words that naturally should go together. And we are all in this together. Remember that.
You are God's miracle, not God's mistake.
Until next time, we are the Queer God Squad. Goodbye.